The following is a production of the Minnesota Sports Radio Network.
It's the Minnesota Sports Prep Update for Friday, September 30th. I'm Ryan Phelps. Couple things to wrap up from a busy weekend in high school sports. First, a congratulations goes out to Clay Anderson, head football coach at Pipestone. He won his 100th career game this past Friday night with a 48-7 win over St. James. His record in 19 seasons, just over 500, 100 wins and 90 losses. Anderson is a graduate of Northfield High School and received a bachelor's degree from St. Olaf College and his master's at St. Mary's. He's been the head coach for 19 years, from 97 to 2016, and took the 2014 season off. He was head coach at Lee Center from 97 to 99, Norwood Young America from 2000 to 04, Albert Lee from 2005 to 2010, then went down to Benton Community College in Iowa until 2013, returning in 2015 to coach at Pipestone, where he's got a 16-5 record. He also coached them in last year's state championship game, but came up short in the 2A finals to Caledonia. Pipestone takes on Laverne this Friday night. Congratulations again to Clay Anderson from Pipestone on his 100th career win. A few more football notes. Sleepy Eye snapped a 15-game losing streak, defeating Springfield 42-26 on Friday, and Nicollet ended a 12-game slide with a 31-6 win over Heron Lake Okabena.
Some room across the midfield stripe. Gammer at 40, Gammer at 30, 25-20, hit from behind, but he keeps his feet and he's in for the touchdown.
Bruce Siskey with the call on 92 won the fan up in the Twin Ports. TJ Gamrat and the Hermantown Hawks cruise 42-28. That was a 60-yarder from the quarterback as he scored 6 touchdowns in the win over Duluth-Denfeld. That's right, Week 4 is in the books. We are officially past the midway point of the 2016 regular football season, and there were some outstanding performances. Not all were on the ground. One was in the air, off a foot, as Eastridge kicker Grant Ryers nearly broke a high school league record when he kicked a 55-yard field goal to help the number 7 Raptors defeat Stillwater 30-7. The record set in 2003 when Fabian Klein-Schumacher of Climax Fisher kicked a 57-yarder against Norman County East. And how about Wabasso senior Mitchell Fulton? 31 carries, 298 yards as the Rabbits run away with one 33-8 over Sleepy Eye St. Mary's. Our statewide postgame show after the game broadcasted live from the Countryside Golf Club in Minnetonka. What a thriller there. The hometown Vikings took down their arch rivals Dawson Boyd 34-28 in overtime to secure their 31st straight win. They're second only to Grand Meadow, who won their 40th in a row. The Superlarks pounded Lyle Pacelli 78-22. One winning streak that didn't survive was St. Michael Albertville. The defending 5A champs lost to Elk River in a landslide 43-6, snapping a 15-game winning streak. Work faster and more efficiently with the DeWalt 20-volt Max Lithium-Ion Compact Cordless Drill Driver Kit. The kit is lightweight and compact for working in tight spaces for long periods of time. DeWalt's high-speed transmission delivers 2 speed variations, allowing users to choose the level of performance needed for various applications. Check out your local Hardware Hank to get the DeWalt Drill Driver Kit today.
You've got a lot more going for you with Hank, Hardware Hank.
At CHS, our business partnerships involve making a lasting connection.
Hello. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Not only linking our customers with the materials they need.
Excuse me. Sumimasen.
Sumimasen.
But going above and beyond.
Arigato.
Whether it's energy, grains, or foods, at CHS, we're more than just a business partner. We make your vision a reality. CHS, resources for enriching lives. Visit chsinc.com.
The Sun Current is proud to be your community news leader for over 50 years. Each week you can read their in-depth coverage on local government, school district news, high school sports matchups, community events, and newsmakers. The Sun Current's website is now mobile user-friendly and provides breaking local news coverage daily. Check it out at current.mnsun.com.
In a state of caffeination, got all my fingers shaking. Must have been my large Americano, mochaccino, macchiato. Now the family's gone to bed, and that's my favorite time to get some tips on better rates. Cause my State Farm guy answers late, and even when it's not my agent, someone's standing by so patient. Getting coverage questions answered helps me to relax. Get to a better state, State Farm.
Visit Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office, located off Singletree and Flying Cloud Drive, online at brandywarmbier.com.
Week 5 of the high school football season is upon us, and we've got some great matches tonight around the state, including our 4 battles of the unbeatens. Up north, it's Dilworth, Lynn, and Felton at Barnesville. In the metro, Fridley at St. Croix Lutheran. And down south, Mankato West at Rochester Mayo. And Caledonia heads to Zumbrota Mazeppa. All of those teams are 4-0. Our After the Game crew will be live in Zumbrota, broadcasting as we do every game night from 9:30 to 11. This week from the Covered Bridge Restaurant. Follow us on Snapchat and Twitter with the handle at I'm Ryan Phelps. Interesting to note, Zumbrota has only played Caledonia 2 times in recent history during the regular season, but lost to them 4 straight years in the section finals from 2008 to 2011. Now retired, Ken Bellinger coached Zumbrota Mazeppa for 35 years and is in the top 100 all-time coaching list with 183 victories. A follow-up from a story a few weeks ago. We were talking about dynamite defenses. And how about Evelyn Gilbert? Used to be known as a hockey power. Now they've got a great gridiron gang, allowing only 1.5 points per game. And actually, all of those points were in one game. In week 1, they gave up 6 to Mesabi East. They shut out their next 3 opponents. And it's the same exact story at Royalton, allowing just 1.5 points per game. In other news, in every town, in every sport, we always see kids doing extraordinary things on the field. But as my colleague Andrea Mayu from Minnesota Prep Spotlight explains, some kids are able to have an impact on the team from the sidelines.
It is a typical Friday night for freshman student manager Logan Swedberg. He attends afternoon run-through before his Panther teammates match up with South Suburban Conference foe Burnsville.
What's up, dude?
He helps with water, equipment, and drills if necessary. But his favorite part of game day?
We ask for a chance fair. Chance to equal our stride.
The pregame prayer and all that when we run onto the field, it's pretty fun.
Being on the team wasn't a given for Logan.
He had a lot of health issues. We stopped counting at 30 surgeries.
He was born with a chromosomal abnormality so rare it doesn't have a name. The surgeries helped straighten and support his spine and fix bones in his legs. That meant a lot of time in the hospital, sometimes as many as 60 days at a time.
With all my surgeries I have had, I just think positive and something good will come out. I don't know, I just like being positive. And then it makes everyone else feel better, so that's always good.
He's a fighter. He's kept his personality, and he just wants to be a normal kid. In all aspects, he is a normal kid.
A normal kid who enjoys hunting, fishing with family, plays golf, and loves backyard baseball with friends. Add that to his new gig with the Panthers.
He loves sports, so I knew as soon as he got to high school and he had the opportunity, I knew there's no doubt he wouldn't do it.
He's not afraid of a lot of things. He wants to, I think his parents are more afraid than he is, but we're getting better.
Oh, I know we will.
And that message gives the Panthers an edge yet again this Friday. And perhaps more Fridays to come.
I told you we were too.
Andrea Mayu for Minnesota Prep Spotlight.
At CHS, we realize it takes a team effort. From the farmer in the field producing the raw materials, to the grain facility that ensures shipments are handled efficiently, to the transportation network that delivers our products to their final destination. Whether it's energy, grains, or foods, at CHS, we're more than just a business partner. We make your vision a reality. CHS, resources for enriching lives. Visit chsinc.com.
Freesiac is a locally owned frozen yogurt shop located right by Eden Prairie High School. At Freesiac, they pride themselves on offering you high-quality, locally sourced yogurt, freshly cut fruits, and a wide variety of topping combinations in a family-friendly, hands-on, and fun atmosphere. Both dairy-free and gluten-free options are available too. Freesiac offers 6 carefully chosen flavors of frozen yogurt mixed in-house as the starting point. Then let out your inner dessert artist to create your own one-of-a-kind treat with a wide variety of toppings. And at Freesiac, you pay by the ounce. It's only fair. They also offer a happy hour Monday through Thursday for the last hour of the night where everything in your cup is 31% off. So treat yourself after the EP game tonight and stop by Freesiac. Open till 11 and located just blocks from Eden Prairie High School off 4 and 5.
If you've got a free afternoon and a few cans of Dow Great Stuff insulating foam sealants with our Easy Straw applicator, you could be cozier by tonight. It expands to fill gaps and cracks up to 1 inch. Use inside or out to fill gaps and cracks around plumbing lines and rim joists, in attics and basements, and more. Come on down to your local Hardware Hank to take advantage of the buy one, get one free deal offered this month on Great Stuff insulating foam sealants from Dow.
You've got a lot more going for you with Hank, Hardware Hank.
Time for our Hardware Hank Nuts and Bolts Athletes of the Week, which are selected every Tuesday based on your nominations to MinnesotaScores.net. Each week we select 2 winners, one from the Metro and one from Greater Minnesota. The outstate winner is TJ Gamrat from Hermantown Football, and the Metro winner is Innocent Mirwana Shiaka from St. Paul Como Park Boys Cross Country. The Minnesota Sports Prep Update can be heard right here every Monday through Friday, and for more coverage you can find us on the web at MinnesotaScores.net. That's Minnesota-Scores.net. I'm Ryan Phelps on Minnesota Sports Radio.
It's time for another round of live, local, play-by-play coverage of Southwest Metro Sports on PSB Media.
1-1, Middlestead to Lieberman, and he scores! Pretty basic.
Watch the teamwork, tradition, and all-out competition unfold live on any streaming device.
And they're back to work again. Walking out is Trusso again, and he scores again. What a start here for TJ Trusso.
Zog throws it deep, has a man. The catch is made, running down the sideline. 20-10. 5 touchdown Eden Prairie. First play of the second.
PSB Media's coverage of tonight's game is brought to you by The Malt Store, The Tavern on 4 and 5, The Sun Current, Noodles and Company, Excel Fitness, Brandy Warmbeer's State Farm Insurance Office, Breeziac, Red Savoy Pizza, and in partnership with Minnesota Football Magazine and BEC TV.
On the run, Bame able to finish with Watts. Looks over the middle, the catch is made.
Catch all of the action all season long on your home for Southwest Metro Sports. PSB Media.
Deflects it in deep. Berger plays away from him to the left wing boards. That bounces off a skate. Turned over to Aguilar. Shot and save. Scores! Aguilar the shot. The rebound.
Game time is coming up next.
Going to you.
It's Brett Johnson's homecoming tonight. Eden Prairie hosting Minnetonka, 2 of the top 10 ranked football teams in the state in the big class. Coming into tonight, Eden Prairie holding a 3-1 record, winners of their last 3 games. Again, their opening night loss to Totino Grace, the only blemish on Mike Grant's record this season for a team that's got a very fast defense, a very versatile defense, and again, a pretty strong offensive line and running attack as well. For Minnetonka, quite a bit of a surprise. Dave Nelson's squad coming in at 4-0, having success in the conference as well, tied atop the conference standings with Eden Prairie with a 3-0 mark, something that we have not seen in many years. A team that within conference play over the last few years has won about 20% of its games, and now here they are again, number 6 in state, preseason unranked, and continuing their hot streak with a pretty impressive and convincing win last week at Wayzata High School, 24-7. I'm Kevin Ford. Brett Johnson joining me tonight. Grant Norland will also be in the booth eventually. Maybe he is going through some of that Ryder Cup traffic as he lives in the Southwest Metro. And for Brett, obviously, the ingredients for success for Eden Prairie is to control time of possession, not make mistakes. Last week they did have 5 fumbles, but fortunately for them, only lost 1 of them. And ride the curtails of a very strong, fast defense. If you're Minnetonka, what are you hoping to do tonight, Brett?
Eden Prairie, where they really had a tough time playing the Eagles. I forgot the score of that game, but I know it was very lopsided, so they're certainly looking for revenge in this game. But I think keys to success for them is to, get a quick score. A lot of the teams that have had success against Eden Prairie got off to quick starts against them, so we'll have to see if the Skippers can do that. And then also, I think they got to find a way to find some seams in that Eden Prairie defense. You talked about how fast they are. It's going to be tough to run conventional plays to try to get through them. So we'll have to see what's going to happen tonight, Kevin.
You could try to use the speed against them, though, if you get them to overcommit. Again, the coaching staff for Eden Prairie very good at keeping their players, teaching their players to stay within their lanes and contain. But, theoretically, if you are very fast, you can outrun some coverage sometimes. We'll pause as a break in the action as we have the national anthem here from Aerie Stadium on homecoming night.
Thank you. Remain standing. Remove your hats. Face our nation's flag. The Eden Prairie High School Marching Band plays our national anthem.
Watching PSB Media, the band performing the national anthem down below. Night is set upon the Aerie Stadium here for homecoming night. Again, Kevin Ford, Brett Johnson with your coverage. Dr. Grant Norland should be stepping in a not-too-distant future. Brett, we were talking about what Minnetonka needs to do to try to, take advantage of Eden Prairie, maybe end a long, lopsided head-to-head series against the Eagles. One thing that we have observed, at least over the last 4 weeks for Eden Prairie opposition, is there hasn't been too much difficulty getting to the red zone, but actually converting into points has been tremendously difficult. I don't know the entire season as you look at the aggregate, but I remember week 1, Totino Grace was 2 for 6, and last week Maple Grove was 3 for 6, and ended up with a field goal on just one of those opportunities as well.
I think, what did we count altogether? 4 trips to the red zone for Maple Grove, and they only came away with, 3 points. They also had another opportunity where they ran the ball inside the 20-yard line, but immediately fumbled it away. So, yeah, that's certainly been a key to the success for the Eden Prairie Eagles, is their red zone defense, similar to the professional football team we have here in Minnesota. So, we'll have to see if they continue with that red zone defense.
Minnetonka will be kicking off to Eden Prairie right to left. The Eagles will receive the opening possession. Season opener, they received first against Totino Grace and scored on their opening drive, something they have accomplished all 4 seasons that we've covered them. Down on the field, ball is loose, and Minnetonka is pointing that they have the football. Eden Prairie players pointing the opposite direction, hoping that they also have it, and it will be Eden Prairie football recovering that loose ball was number 32, Hunter Obert, who's in the starting lineup as one of the tailbacks for Mike Grant's offense.
I'll take a look at here at the replay. Took a pretty good lick there on that hit. You'll see it one more time. Coming through really unblocked, and that kind of hung them out to dry, stripped the ball away, and Eden Prairie very lucky that they were able to recover.
Not just, the hit just jarred the ball loose. That type of punishing hit, I guess. Kramer will hand the football off to the right. And a couple yard pickup for Graham Teal. Looking at the starting lineup for Eden Prairie on offense, Cole Kramer under center, the sophomore, wears number 12. Graham Teal, Devon Green, and Hunter Obert, the tailbacks. Out wide, Brandon Enriquez, making his first start tonight, has one reception on the season. We've seen Kyle Connolly starting at split end in other games, and Ben Becker gets the start tonight over Clayton Witherspoon at tight end. Graham Teal getting close to the first down marker, out to about the 19.5-yard line. Good blocking up front by a very good, talented, and experienced offensive line for Mike Grant. Joe Schreiber, the center, Grant Studley, Adam Risky starting at the guard positions, J.J. Drew and Ryan Smith out at tackle. And it's good to see J.J. Drew in the lineup. Again, if you followed us last week, suffered an injury later in the game, victory over Maple Grove. So clearly wasn't too serious as he's back in action tonight.
Yeah, that's a big return for Eden Prairie to get J.J. Drew back into the lineup. He did suffer that. Well, looked like a minor injury, at least now that we see him back this week, but he's certainly a big part of that Eden Prairie offensive line.
And so a gain of 2. Bring up 2nd and 8. And flag fly before the play.
Yeah,
False start.
Yeah, and that's something that's really been an issue for Eden Prairie throughout this season is penalties. The Eagles have had a good season, but they've just been very undisciplined at times, and now they pick up another false start, which will back them up and put them in a situation they don't typically want to be in, which are these second and very longs, where you have 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13, those types of scenarios.
According to the Hub, Eden Prairie 15 penalties through the first 4 games and about twice as many penalty yards as their opposition. 2nd and 13. Handoff goes to Obert, has some space, good blocking outside for Connolly, the receiver, and Obert just loses his footing and falls down at the 24. Could have picked up more, but lost his balance. Will bring up 3rd and medium.
Yeah, not sure if he either lost his balance or if someone tripped him up. Let's take a look at it here at the replay. The big guy rumbled to the outside, and yeah, he did just end up losing his balance there, as he probably would have had that first down.
First couple minutes of this homecoming matchup. The Eagles dropping back. Kramer staring down his receiver, Connolly. He makes the first down catch, still's on his feet, and tumbles ahead to the 37-yard line. Just a little comebacker route for number 4, the senior, and he makes the catch. 13-yard pickup, Kramer to Kyle Connolly. That betters Connolly's receiving yardage through the course of the first half of the season. Last year got off to a tremendously fast start. His first 3 catches, I think, went for about 160 yards. He's got 3 catches this year now for 25. That handoff goes nowhere, goes inside, and stacking the box. Number 42 in on the stop, Ian Mallory, along with number 21, Max Collier, a senior cornerback. 2nd and 10, call it no gain. Kyle Connolly's brother, Ryan, now a starting linebacker for the Wisconsin Badgers, made a big play in that huge win to start the season against LSU. A deep ball intended for the younger brother. Too deep. Contact made, but probably pass uncatchable, incidental anyway. Collier in on the coverage.
Nice picks up plays that Eden Prairie's run thus far. A couple of passes as they run. They converted on the last one on that little comebacker to Connolly. This time they try to go deep on this attempt, but bring up third down for Eden Prairie.
We've got Mr. Dr. Grant Norland in the booth.
Mr. Doctor.
Yeah, I got to call him a whole bunch of things.
It's my new title.
Quarterback of a former flag football league.
There you go.
That's certainly not a penalty you want to pick up for Minnetonka to put Eden Prairie in 3rd and 5, where now they can probably keep the ball on the ground. Keeping them in 3rd and long where they force them to put it in the air is a much more ideal situation for the skipper defense.
For the season, Eden Prairie, again, according to the Hub, 52% on 3rd down conversions.
I tell you what, this place is jammed tonight. It's standing room only, and there's still a line around the block to get into the place. It's insane.
You just snuck in?
I couldn't even get in here.
Oh, okay.
It was unbelievable.
You climbed a fence. I noticed a little bit of scraping on your sweatshirt, so I thought you maybe jumped a fence. I'm just kidding. You're looking around. First catch and run for number 13 of the Eagles, Jackson Zog. He's kind of turned into a utility player last year, you know. J.D. Spielman, certainly a utility player in all of his years on the varsity squad. Jackson Zog was a quarterback. Played some linebackers, been moved to defensive end, starting at defensive tackle tonight, and makes a reception here for a big first down to keep this opening drive alive. Handoff right through the middle, and again, good penetration by the Minnetonka linebacking core. Number 42, Mallory with the stop. Yet again, he's already got a couple tackles here on this opening series.
Not a surprise that we have a big crowd for this game tonight. It is, of course, homecoming for Eden Prairie, and we'll cover those homecoming festivities coming up at halftime. And Minnetonka undefeated and rated among the top 10 teams in the state, so they've also brought a big contingent of fans themselves. So good turnout here at Aerie tonight.
Handoff goes to number 33, his first carry of the night, Guy Farmer. And it'll be pickup of 6 yards inside the 40-yard line now. As this drive has seen, I believe, 3 first downs for Eden Prairie and has already killed about 5 minutes of this first quarter. Third down and 4. Two running backs in the backfield. Goes to Falanico. He finds a hole right up the middle, breaks a tackle, picks up a first down, and is near the 30-yard line. Nice spurt as he finds a hole between his center and look like left guard.
That was a great vision there by Falanico. He looked like he was going to get bottled up there right around the line of scrimmage. Just saw a little seam and got real skinny there and squirted through for the first down. It's a nice run.
Falanico, the team's leading rusher, didn't get the start tonight, but should see plenty of carries in this offense. Get the handoff again, breaks an initial tackle. Good read at jumping the snap, number 3 for Minnetonka, Duke Larson, the safety, coming in on the safety blitz, but Falanico able to sidestep him and at least pick up some positive yardage. I'd like to thank Freesiac for sponsoring this game. Great frozen yogurt. And Brett, I think you and I are going to check that out later.
I think we might have to go to get some little dessert after the
It's
game.
a warm enough night for sure.
What's nice, too, for any fans watching this evening is that we can head to Freesiac after the EP football game on Friday nights. They're open till 11, so plenty of time if you're either watching in person or online. You can head over to Freesiac, which is located just blocks from Eden Prairie High School, and get some delicious frozen yogurt. You make your different custom combinations. Unleash your inner dessert artist, as they say. That's Freesiac, located in Eden Prairie.
Is that their actual slogan?
It is.
Nice. Dropping back. Kramer throws it deep and overshoots Jermaine Johnson, who may have had to make a play to prevent an interception. Great positioning by the cornerback Collier, who's made a couple pass defends so far.
That was great coverage there by the corner, staying in great position, staying out in front of the receiver. That's one of those you got to try to throw to the back shoulder if you can when the defender's on top of the receiver like that. But good defensive play.
Also probably when you've got the big height advantage, Johnson against Collier.
Eden Prairie is also kind of in that no man's land where they're going to go for it here on 4th and 6. Too far to kick a field goal and too close to punt it.
Kramer drops back, pressure from the blind side, throws the same pattern again. Connolly pushes off maybe, but scores anyway, and he'll call it on the field a touchdown. 4th and 6, 28-yard strike to the senior Kyle Connolly.
Now, it looked like there was surely a little bit of contact there, but nothing too conspicuous there. Eden, you see Minnetonka brought the house there, brought all the linebackers on a blitz and just got that pass off in time. Nice ball there, well thrown.
Great job by Kramer to release that as well, as he had blindside pressure, as you said, Kevin, during that play. Lucky to get that off.
Antonio Montero boots it through. A 7-minute, 2-second opening drive touchdown for Eden Prairie, capped by a 28-yard score. Kramer to Connolly. 7-0 EP on homecoming night.
So I can drive my house?
Yeah. No.
And I can sleep in my car?
Yeah.
You don't have to literally combine your home and auto to combine your home and auto.
Trouse. Like part truck, part house.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com.
If I wanted a gym at my home, we can do that too, but it's the people that make this gym. The variety of people that are here is awesome. I can just fit in no matter what I am. You feel like you want to come here to see the people and to work out and to challenge yourself.
It has all the equipment that I want. It has all the training staff that I need. You know, they have extra classes like boot camps that are great. I go to those once in a while. It's about focus and just doing the work. So I think Excel checks all those boxes for me.
Seven 0 Eden Prairie with the advantage on Minnetonka. Two of the top 10 teams in the state playing on this lovely evening, last night of the month of September, and marks just the game past the halfway point of the regular season. Kicking this one off, Montero suffered a foot injury last week, is still the place kicker, but lost his kickoff and punting duties for the evening. And a pretty good return for Minnetonka out across the 31-yard line. On a decent wall of skippers out in front of him. Wasn't really hit until about the 26.
Going back to that Eden Prairie drive, how about the drive they were able to put together, taking away, how much time on the clock? A little more than 6 minutes. That's
7-2.
Yeah, perfect way to open the game for them.
Definitely. Brett, you said at the outset, Minnetonka needed a fast start. Well, they didn't win the toss, or if they did, they shouldn't have deferred, huh? You listening?
I am, yes. I'm not sure if they won the toss or not.
You didn't answer my question. Shotgun formation, Garrett Olson. Run the quarterback. Keeper. Out across the 36 or 7. Pretty good protection for him. And was dragged down. Looked like by Jackson Zog.
This Minnetonka offense has sure made a lot of improvements over what we saw out of them last year. Last year, of course, we saw in this game that they got completely shut down. This year, putting up some much bigger numbers. So it's going to be interesting to see how they fare against this tough Eden Prairie defense this game.
Handoff goes to the right. Hopkins looking for some running room, finds it, and picks up a first down across the 40 as he ran just to the outside of the 40-yard line number. Yeah, last year you weren't happy with the play calling for the Skippers.
Well, it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough, but it sounds like they've turned some things around. They've done some things culturally with their program that they've really got the kids fired up this year. So I think we're going to see a different team out of these guys this year.
They did culture training, huh? Climb that emotional ladder, be in that good state of optimism. And
something
drive.
like that.
Do you have anything like that at your work?
Of course.
Okay.
We stay pretty fired up.
You make sure everyone's always happy, even keel, good mood.
Yeah, we like to be fired up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, what do you do to fire me up during these broadcasts, Kevin?
I complain to you about how you're not listening.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to come back. You know, we had Max here last week. He did a pretty good job.
Well, I, of course, can call my own plays, so I came back. Looking to pass, finds his man in the seam, and picks up the yardage that they lost off the penalty. Reception made by Powers Warren. And at the outset, Brett, I observed that he kind of has a last name for his first name and a first name for his last name.
Well, no matter his name, makes a nice reception, finding a little seam there in that defense, and a good gain for Minnetonka to make this second and a little bit more manageable.
First pass attempt of the game for Olsen came in 65% passer completion percentage, almost 600 yards through the air and 6 touchdowns. So as Grant said, good things have changed for Minnetonka compared to a year ago, a couple years ago as well. Last 2 seasons finishing 3-6, 4-0 so far, so bettering their win total from either of the previous 2 seasons.
I'm thinking back to Minnetonka Eden Prairie history the past few years. It's been very one-sided at Eden Prairie, not just in the fact that Eden Prairie's won every game, but a lot of them haven't been very close either.
Olsen keeps it himself, but great read by Jermaine Johnson as well as Quinn Coughlin. Tackle the quarterback of the Skippers in the backfield and set up a 4th and about 3.5.
Yeah, it's decision time now, and it looks like they're going to punt. Kind of in that tweener territory where you could justify going for it there, but Eden Prairie came up with a great play on defense, really snuffed that one out, and I think anticipated that play call there.
Yeah, it was Quinn Coughlin who pushed the center backward, able to shed that block and get to Olsen before he could pick up the first down. Punt high and shallow. Will bounce back toward the punter, but only briefly as it was downed by number 30. Eric Hopkins pretty much on the spot.
Very fast-moving first quarter, and if you'd like to contact us here during the game, we're announcers at psbmedia.com, announcers at psbmedia.com, or just click below the game tracker screen. Love to hear from you throughout the broadcast. Let us know who you're cheering for tonight. Should be a good matchup here between Minnetonka and Eden Prairie. Although not quite the start the Skippers wanted, but still plenty of time remaining.
Aren't we also going to give away a Savoy's Pizza coupon?
I think we might have to do that.
With some trivia. I'll have team-related trivia later on. Falanico showing off some good quickness. Nice cut back toward the middle of the field. Out across the 30. First down gain of about 5. Falanico, the team leader in touchdowns, coming in 4. 315 yards on the ground over just under 60 carries. So an average of about 5.5 per tote. That's what he got on that last one. This time tries to spin out of a couple tacklers in the backfield. Still on his feet across the 35. Tiptoes the sideline and ends up to the 37. What a great individual effort by Solo Falanico.
Yeah, that's an incredible second, third, and fourth effort there to break 4 tackles. Looked like he was going to be bottled up for about a 2-yard loss and shook free of 2 tacklers and broke 2 more before getting pushed out of bounds.
That's why he's the feature back in this offense.
That was a Barry Sanders-esque run right there.
Definitely.
It's impressive.
He'll take the compliment. Graham Teal has a big opening and he's tripped up. Able to shed his block. Looked like number 35. Tommy Cohn is the only man perhaps between Graham Teal and Paydirt, but still a nice setup with the initial blocking scheme and downfield by his receiver. Graham Teal springs that one loose for a first down.
Yeah, most certainly, Kevin. He was at the last level of the defense. Otherwise, he would have been gone.
1st and 10 from the 48. Handoff goes to Green, has some space, trips over his own lineman's foot, and crosses midfield to the 49. There is a flag right at the initial line of scrimmage.
Looks like that's thrown in the area of a holding call, so we'll see if that. Looks like Eden Prairie's walking back, calling a chop block on him.
You got the replay of that? Can we watch a chop block?
We can watch a chop block. Absolutely. Let's take a look at it here. See what.
Was that the center, maybe?
Yeah, chop block, of course, when the.
I
For
saw
those
a
that
guy
don't
go
know, it's
low.
where an engaged player, a defensive player that's being blocked by another offensive lineman gets hit low by another offensive lineman.
Yep.
While they're engaged, so just there to protect the players. That's a knee injury waiting to happen.
15-yard penalty assessed to the Eagles. Untimed down. 1st and 25. Final seconds of the first quarter at the 33. Carry goes to Falanico, just following a couple of his blockers. Great surge ahead. Taking his lineman about 25 yards down the field was number 62 for the Eagles, Grant Studley. What a nice last name for that individual effort by the guard. Watch him continue to drive ahead near midfield.
That's just like you coach him right there.
Yep, and Falanico just found and followed that space. Had a police escort, basically. Gain of 11 yards on that final play of the first quarter. 7-0 Eden Prairie with the lead as you're watching PSB.
We're speaking with Rob Friend at the mulch store. Rob, once people have finished up trimming those trees or raking those leaves, how easy is it for them to stop in at the mulch store to drop off those materials, or maybe even pick up some mulch for next year?
Well, if you want to stop in and drop off, you come in, check in at the gate attendant, and they'll point you in the right direction after you pay a small fee. And if you're ready to pick up something to do a final garden or mulch project, pick out the product you want, pay for the fee, and we'll load up a trailer or a pickup truck if you have that. If not, we do have delivery available.
And of course, you guys have locations all over the metro area.
That's right. For locations and more information on delivery, you can check us out at our website, mulchstoremn.com.
Homecoming night, Aerie Stadium, Kevin Ford, Dr. Grant Norland, Brett Johnson with your coverage of Eden Prairie Minnetonka football. Kramer dropping back to pass as a man open. It's Kyle Connolly. Had to wait for it, makes the catch, trying to still escape a couple of tacklers. He's brought down in the red zone after a big gain. Nice pass connection. Ball thrown a little deeper, may have ended up being a touchdown.
We've seen a little more passing from the Eden Prairie offense, that kind of a passing situation. I think Minnetonka's got to sit back in a little more coverage in that situation. You know that has to be coming right there, and to put a guy in a one-on-one situation. When Eden Prairie does pass, it's usually a pretty basic concept. You know, there you just get a one-on-one and a guy on a fly route, so you've got to be ready to cover that up, knowing that that's one of the things they're going to go to in that situation.
And earlier in this broadcast, we talked about how big of a play receiver Kyle Connolly was last season. His first few games, maybe first half of this season, was averaging about 50 yards per reception, had 3 touchdowns. Just 2 catches for 12 yards coming into tonight. Already 2 plays over 20 yards and the only touchdown of the game. So finally utilizing some skill on the outside in Kyle Connolly. 5-yard gain for Green there. Ball on the 13-yard line. Opening minute and a half of the second quarter. Green breaking a jersey tackle and barrels his way to Pater. Touchdown Green. 4th of the season, ties him with the team lead with Falanico, and the Eagles are up 13-0.
A nice, powerful run there by the fullback, number 9 for Eden Prairie. Obviously gets a hole you could drive a car through right there. He doesn't even get touched till he's about 5 yards downfield, but a nice job of breaking a tackle and then powering his way into the end zone.
Montero on for the extra point. Bobbled snap and kicks that one like he was putting. Maybe he thought it was the Ryder Cup.
Right into the offensive line. Someone got hit pretty hard there.
Extra point attempt and no good. Just the second miss of the season out of 15 tries for Montero. Score is 13-0 on PSB.
Randy, do you know what happens when you combine your home and auto with State Farm?
Get a house on wheels?
No, you save time and money, of course. It's kind of a strange answer.
Is it?
You don't have to literally combine your home and auto to combine your home and auto. Talk to an agent today.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com.
When you're scrambling through the dinner rush, go with your most delicious option, Red Savoy. Loved by Minnesotans for years, Red Savoy has savory, flavorful sauce that sets their pizza apart. Plus there's more. Pasta, salads, sandwiches, and even gluten-free options. Whether delivery, frozen, or take and bake, Red Savoy's got you covered. Plus, check out Red Savoy's catering and fundraising options. It's a surefire way to make your next banquet, meeting, or fundraiser a hit. Find your nearest location and order online at SavoyPizza.com. Impressive drive put together by Eden Prairie. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns, 13-0 over Minnetonka, who came into the game 4-0. Try to respond on this very critical drive. Return brings their offense out to the field, where they'll start at about the 27.
I think you guys will all agree that this is a very important drive here for Minnetonka. They've really not had an answer for the Eden Prairie offense, and they need something to get some momentum here on the other side of the ball. Even if they don't necessarily score, even a couple of first downs would certainly help try to at least switch field position a little bit for them.
They need a touchdown.
I agree.
So you're not sugarcoating
this.
it.
This has to be an explosive drive for them. They've got to have an answer here and get some points on the board, because otherwise Eden Prairie is just going to exploit this lead and blow them away.
Brett, it's democracy. 2-1, we win. We're right.
If I go with peer pressure, I'll say they need a touchdown too.
Slant pattern, passing complete. Came out a little wobbly and a little low as well. Intended for Nate Schumacher, the team's leading receiver.
Those are the best thrown ball, but that's still one you got to come down with.
Fans over on the far side chanting, "Here we go, Tonka," trying to inspire the offense. That picked up just 1 first down on their opening series. Again, targeting Powers Warren over the middle. He makes the reception to the inner half of the right hash mark. Tackled immediately at the 34-yard line. 3rd down and 3.
Well, now that it's gotten cooler the past few weeks, if you have any yard waste, whether it's grass, leaves, brush, or wood waste, drop it off at any of the mulch store locations around the Twin Cities. Turn it into compost for next spring, and also not too early to start making those plans for next year's landscaping needs. Find it all at mulchstoremn.com.
Hopkins trying to drive his way toward the marker. He's going to end up short as Coughlin and a bunch of other Eagles swarm in on the stop. Hopkins made one guy miss with a spin upfield, but just couldn't get enough leverage to pick up the first down. 4th and 1, the scenario.
Oh, wow.
Well, you said they had to score.
Looks like they're going to try to go for it. They may just be trying to draw them off sides here with a little confusion, but
I think they're going for it here.
Hopkins in motion.
They got him.
Looked like they did get the Eagles offside.
I think that's what they were going for. Oh, great job of sitting in there by the Minnetonka offensive line. That's hard to do sometimes when the guys across you are jumping like that, but
you can see
that's a big break for them because they got to keep this drive going. They can't afford to go 3 and out right there.
Nice. Right there on the hard count, too, getting a couple of EP defenders to jump.
The Eagles were overzealous that time. Pays off for Minnetonka, keeps the drive alive. Now going deep, has a man in coverage. Who comes up with it? Minnetonka's receiver with the reception right over the top of the defender. What a catch.
That was a fantastic catch right there. He caught that at full extension right at the top of the ball. That's what they tell you when you catch it at its high point. That was an example of it right there.
39-yard reception for Gus Steger. Seldom used receiver for the Skippers. Comes up with his biggest play of the season, finest moment at a key situation. Olsen dumps that one off to Schumacher. Makes one guy miss, but he's driven out of bounds on the play. To about the 21-yard line, 4-yard pickup. But certainly a new sense of confidence and poise from this team after what a spectacular catch by Steger.
Well, now they're into the territory, though, where Eden Prairie's defense has excelled this season. As we talked about in the pregame, Kevin, this Eden Prairie defense has been phenomenal in the red zone. And Minnetonka's about a yard away from being in that territory, but see if they can cash in with a touchdown.
3 receivers stacked strong side. They flip it out, and he's hit immediately. Great read, Tommy Fuller. Very experienced defensive back and special teamer. Came up with a blocked punt touchdown return last week. In the early moments of an eventual victory over Maple Grove, and this time makes a tackle for a loss on an intended dump-off to number 14, Daniel Vigor.
Well, you see on the replay there, Minnetonka had the numbers on them on the perimeter big time, but just missed a block on the outside, and that was crucial. That could have been a big play right there had that block been made.
I can still give credit to Fuller, right? Over the middle, Powers, and he makes the catch. Initially, I thought maybe it went through his hands. Kind of kneels down on the ground and will just take the first down yardage. I guess he's not a guy that runs after the catch. He makes the catch and just expects to be tackled.
I tell you what, that guy is quite an athlete. I had the opportunity to work with him and some of his teammates one time, and he can really move, and he's got some big old mitts that can really haul that ball in.
Well, Kevin, to defend him a little bit there, he looked like he was kind of juggling that ball as it was coming down, too. So.
Well, that's what I was thinking, because initially I didn't know if he had secured the football. Hopkins driven hard to the ground, but a pretty solid pickup. Good blocking to the left side as Hopkins carries his way down to the 10. Be a 5-yard gain.
Man, this is one fast-moving first half. 7.5 minutes left here in the second quarter, and the actual time is only 7:37 here on my computer.
Hopkins in the backfield. Man in motion is Clough, the tight end. And we get a flag. Hopkins will carry it to the end zone. But again, a flag thrown before the snap.
Yeah, that was an error on the motion man right there. You're going to see on the replay, he was moving forward before the snap there, which, of course, you can't be doing, moving towards the line of scrimmage. It's a little Canadian football move there. You got to stay parallel to the line of scrimmage until the ball is snapped.
He was excited. He knew the play was going to be one of his blocks downfield.
Yeah, that's too bad. He was just trying to get an angle, and that's something he'll remember and correct next time.
Arena football, though, that is legal, correct, in that league? Or you can run forward like that with that running start?
Yeah, you can do that in Canada, too.
Yeah. Oh, it's Canadian, too. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember when Eden Prairie played a Canadian team 2 years ago?
Oh, I remember when you were down there interviewing the head coach of the Canadian
He's
team.
He's like, how does punting work in the state of Minnesota?
He was saying he wouldn't be surprised if his guys maybe just kneel down when they punted because they wouldn't know how it worked. And they did that twice. And the third time they actually punted, and the kid had one heck of a leg.
Yeah. The first 2 plays, they got tackled for a safety. They lost the football in the end zone for a touchdown for the Eagles. But each time their offense had done nothing. They'd gone backwards, so the guy was going to be punting from his end zone anyway. So it was not a good situation for a guy who didn't quite know how it worked.
Yeah.
So they finally gave him some room, and then he just wailed the ball down the field.
That's interesting.
I still had never heard a coach be like, right before kickoff,
oh, yeah.
How does this work here?
Wow. Ill-prepared.
Second down and 11. 3 wide receivers to the right. Olsen has some time now, flushed out of the pocket, lobs that one up, jump ball, and Tommy Fuller, end zone interception.
Well, Grant, I think you and I are going to say the same thing here. Just throw that ball away if nobody's open. Don't throw that up like a ball in 500.
Yeah, you can see him get a little jittery there, even rolling out when he didn't really have to. He had a lot of time back there in the pocket and really under no pressure. I think his internal clock was ticking a little faster than it had to be there. He got a little jittery, a little bit of a hurry, and that's just an ill-advised throw there, throwing it up in traffic, especially on second down when you're that close to.
So again, the Eagles defense gets a red zone stop. Again, I haven't tracked every single red zone opportunity, but they're at least 50% at preventing red zone opportunities from scoring. There is an injured Eagle on the field, so before Eden Prairie takes offense at the 20-yard line, we'll take a timeout.
Freesiac is a locally owned frozen yogurt shop located right by Eden Prairie High School. At Freesiac, they pride themselves on offering you high-quality, locally sourced yogurt, freshly cut fruits, and a wide variety of topping combinations in a family-friendly, hands-on, and fun atmosphere. Both dairy-free and gluten-free options are available too. Freesiac offers 6 carefully chosen flavors of frozen yogurt mixed in-house as the starting point. Then let out your inner dessert artist to create your own one-of-a-kind treat with a wide variety of toppings. And at Freesiac, you pay by the ounce. It's only fair. They also offer a happy hour Monday through Thursday for the last hour of the night where everything in your cup is 31% off. So treat yourself after the EP game tonight and stop by Freesiac. Open till 11 and located just blocks from Eden Prairie High School on 4 and 5.
Following the injury timeout, Eden Prairie's first possession of their third offensive series goes for, look like 10 yards as they will move the chain. Solo Falanico almost broke one, stayed on his feet, spun out of an ankle tackle, and then was driven down at the 30-yard line. So Falanico has found plenty of holes and has been gashing his first and second level Minnetonka defense all night long. 7 carries. And I'll add up the math, but looks like at least 50 yards. Kramer under center. Handoff this time to the fullback Green. He's hit immediately, but is able to fall forward for a pickup of about 3. The stop made by safety Duke Larson. Very active safety. We've seen him in the backfield a few times now. Got the foreign exchange students, I think, maybe in the booth. Or
that's what I think we were trying to listen to during that commercial break to see who they had coming up.
Falanico won't go down, but he got driven hard. Basically ran into a truck and squaring up to try to make that high tackle, James Van Horn. And Falanico took the brunt end of that hit. Van Horn, 6'1", 247 pounds, and look at him on the field, and the high school level, he looks pretty imposing.
Oh, for sure. Big body.
That'll be the first no gain or run for a loss for Falanico. Great arm strength and a first down to Kyle Connolly as he came back to that pass and ends up just breaking the ankles of the cornerback who lost his footing and picks up a big gainer down to the Minnetonka about 31-yard line.
Well, that's impressive right there. It was a nice drop and throw by the quarterback, and great job of Connolly to turn a 10-yard curl route into a 30-yard gain.
Don't often say this about Eden Prairie, but if you're their opponent, you got to find a way to slow down Kyle Connolly. He's really been gashing this Minnetonka defense in the first half with a couple of big catches.
He's up to 4 catches for 111 yards. The last 3 completions for Kramer look mighty impressive for a non-passing or a running traditional offense. 28-yard touchdown, 38-yard, 32-yard connections.
If they can keep that passing game going up here throughout the rest of the season, that's going to be an awfully tough offense to stop when you already have guys like Falanico who have been running the ball so well this season. They can add that other dimension with the passing game. They're going to be pretty tough to slow down.
Most definitely. Kramer under center. Split end is Enriquez, pitches that one out to Falanico, able to make the catch. Snow plows through one guy and is pushed out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. There's a flag on the play, but what a run and finish by Falanico.
That was an impressive finish right there. And I think what's been clear to me so far is that Eden Prairie has been the more physical team tonight, and that was a outright display of it right there.
We have a penalty on the play. Also give Falanico credit for even hauling in that pitch. That came close to going over his head. But Eden Prairie is backing up, so it looks like we do have a penalty against them.
Yeah, that could have been the momentum changer that Minnetonka needed back after throwing that end zone pick to Tommy Fuller in their last series.
This is a huge penalty, too. They're really backing them up.
Eden Prairie has already been penalized 4 times for 50 yards, or 40 yards, Minnetonka just 1 penalty, I believe. Second down and 25 from the 47. Eden Prairie did convert on that chop block penalty. Took them 4 downs, but they were able to pick up the 25 yards needed. And it was also a 2nd and 25 situation, so see if they can do it again. Kramer to Falanico in the backfield, gets some blocks, finds a lane, 1 man to beat, and he can't do it. But excellent job surrounding him with blockers. Eden Prairie's scheme looked great, and Falanico just found a lane right up the middle and picked up about 10 yards.
Yeah, Minnetonka brought the house on that play, and the problem when you do that is if that running back gets beyond that defensive line, you're looking at some big trouble.
Well, how about the reaction times of all the linemen to find a guy to pick up? That was the most impressive part, I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you bring the house like that, it's a gamble, and they exploited it there. And again, we're seeing that single coverage on the outside. Kind of surprised to see that in this 3rd and long situation.
Connolly running the slot. Kramer hit as he throws. Had Green alone on the weak side, but good pressure this time. There's a flag late. Looks like J.J. Drew and a Minnetonka player getting after each other. That pressure did finally get to Kramer. It's one of the few times we've seen the Skippers blitzing actually be effective.
And you can see at the end of the play there are some little extracurricular activities that you'll see at the top of the screen. Usually it's the guy who retaliates that gets the penalty, but we'll wait for the official call here.
Well, the Eagle player is the one that pushed the skipper to the ground, so we'll see who's the guilty party in the referee's mind.
Yeah, that's the important part, in the referee's mind.
Right, I'm not going to pass judgment.
Yeah.
It's not my call.
Yep. Because he can only see so much, and most of the times the referee only sees the tail end of what happens.
So it's offsetting unsportsmanlike conducts. How about that? Playing a diplomatic referee this time, saying no one's wrong because both of you are wrong. There will be a time down, it looks like, though, so 4th and 13 the scenario. And kicking team out.
And typically you see with offsetting penalties, they'll replay the down, but of course that one was after the play was dead.
Yep.
So
Yep, good call. That's why I was not thinking about it. That's why we have you here.
That's right.
Well, let's take a look here at the Eden Prairie punting game. They've had a few punts blocked this season and also kind of some shank punts as well. So this has been an adventure.
And this one is a side wobbler. Does take an Eden Prairie bounce, though, and ends up being a fantastic punt. Trickling down just inside the 5-yard line. A 33-yard punt, but beautifully kicked ultimately. And Minnetonka is going to be in a hole at their own 5.
Well, that was a lucky break for Eden Prairie there. The punter kicked it with backspin like they typically try to do, and they try to bounce it down around the 5-yard line and just hope it dies right there. And caught the bounce just right where it took another 20 yards down the field. That was a lucky break for them. Oftentimes you see those hit and bounce backwards. So
did you see I forget if it was a college game or NFL game last week, where the punt literally like snake wound along the sideline and ended up being downed at like the 5. It's like the 20-yard line it hit. Looked like it was going out of bounds and took this new like arc to go back to the 5.
I did not see that one.
That one was really impressive. 1st and 10 from the 5. Hopkins finds some space through the middle, jumping over a couple of diving Eagles and near the first down marker at the 14.
That was a nice hard run by Hopkins there, really putting on a couple of nice moves, hurdling a defender, or actually hurdling his own lineman to break into some more space. And
he did break an ankle tackle, though, too.
Nice job of turning a 4-yard run into a 9-yard run right there.
2nd and 1 from the 14. Shotgun again for Olson. Don't think we've seen him in the under center formation at all tonight. Don't you like how quickly Dak Prescott learned to be under center since he was always shotgun?
He's doing very well.
Did you coach him? Is that why?
No.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, him and Carson Wentz have both done a really nice job so far this year. Been impressive.
Yeah.
How about this transition? Speaking of doing a nice job, do you want to know who does a nice job making great food? The Tavern on 4 and 5 at Eden Prairie. Delicious food that you can get 7 days a week, whether it's breakfast or, I know, what's the thing you're a fan of? The cowboy burger at the Tavern,
yes,
Kevin? I like
and
the cheesy.
Tots.
Yeah.
They're delicious.
They are. Cowboy burgers I've always had an affinity toward. Big onion ring, barbecue sauce, usually a spicy cheese. I forget what size burgers they have, but they're pretty hearty. 3rd pound or half pound, something like that.
So get them all at the Tavern on 4 and 5. They have a lot more food than we were talking about. In fact, we'll try some more sometime this season. But Tavern on 4 and 5 also showing our broadcasts of EP football as well.
That place was jam-packed when I drove by it today, too, on the way up here.
They were watching the game on the big screen.
That's right.
Olson keeping it. And they'll mark it just past the 15, so that should be enough for a 1st down.
Well, they pick up the 1st down. The only problem, though, is that clock is starting to become an issue as they still have 85 more yards to go, and there's only 2:05 left here in the half. They got to get a couple of big plays here with their offense.
Only have 2 timeouts left as well. I took one on their red zone drive.
Clock is running, too, and they're huddling up. I think they got to be in a little bit more of a hurry than this.
That's given some more credit to the kicking team of the Eagles. Olson finding Warren again. He's able to make that catch in traffic with a defender draped all over him. Talked about those big mitts. They came in handy there.
For sure, and he is a big frame kid, too, at 6'4", 224. That's a nice size for a high school tight end. It'll be interesting to see what kind of attention he gets at the next level.
And they're still taking a lot of time here in this huddle.
Yeah, no hurry up. Really not pressing. They will get the opening possession or opening kickoff to start the 2nd half. But obviously, if they could have done something here, there's still a little bit of time. You could carry that momentum from the 1st half to the start of the 2nd.
Just not really feeling a sense of urgency from them here. They need to drive down and score right now and make this a 1-score game to go into halftime. If they score at the end of the half here, make it a 13-7 game, they've got momentum going into the 2nd half. They get the ball.
Yep.
They could do some damage, but just no sense of urgency right now at all.
Or at the very least, just get into field goal range even, too, if you can just get 3 points on the board.
But they have a kicker that's got some range. He's hit a 39-yarder this season. Strong pass, tipped, and bobbled, dropped incomplete. Went through the hands of 2 or maybe even 3 Eagles defenders. And Abdul Ibrahim slapping the ground so close to making that pick.
I mean, I can understand being a little conservative with that kind of field position, obviously starting on their own 5.
But once you picked up the first down, why not start?
For sure, you've got to take a shot at it. I mean, you're playing a team like Eden Prairie, you can't be conservative. You have to go for it.
Pretty good punt. Kyle Connolly will field it, gets a block, finds a seam out across 45, and will be stopped at the 39-yard line. A return of approximately 16 yards, 14 seconds left. All 3 timeouts for the Eagles. Mike Grant is your head coach. I feel like we're going to see a shot at least once or twice.
Yeah, they better sit back in some coverage here because you know there's a shot coming right here. You know he likes to go for the throat in situations like this.
Yeah, and Minnetonka, they got to be smart about this, even though they might be anticipating run. If they bring the house right now, they are looking for some big trouble.
You see Jermaine Johnson, the 6'6" defensive end, come in, but they will take a timeout. The Eagles, that is. So if you're bringing in 6'6" athletic guy, might try to go up top to him.
You got to get in bracket coverage in that situation, which means you just put a safety right over top of the corner, and you essentially got the guy doubled up. You got one guy underneath and one guy over top. Really does a good job of shutting that down, but we'll see if they make that adjustment.
Well, what do they have for the timeout situation here as well? They got
2 left.
2 left.
This is their first. So
they could, in theory, still run maybe another play to try to get closer and give themselves a closer heat of the end zone, although Montero has a pretty good leg himself, so they could pick up 10 or 15 yards. They might even be in his field goal range, so a lot of options here for Coach Mike Grant.
Certainly, but I feel like Grant is thinking touchdown as opposed to field goal.
Oh, I'm thinking he's going to throw it
Everyone
deep, too.
does, though. So.
And Minnetonka, get 2 guys on Kyle Connolly. That's the primary thing as well.
So changing up the offense. Initially we saw Jermaine Johnson, but Grant called a timeout, didn't like what he saw from Minnetonka at least. So we've got Connolly, Enriquez, and 2 other receivers for the Eagles.
And a lot of single coverage up there.
Kramer throws it deep, one-on-one to Connolly.
Oh, geez.
And it's incomplete, too tall for him. He was shadowed underneath to the end zone side by Duke Larson, who called his name a few times. Did a pretty good job, just didn't get the inside position. The pass, though, too steep for number 4.
Yeah, really surprised to see them go on that single coverage like that. Like you said, Brett, no safety back. That situation in the game, you know they're going deep right there. And lucky that wasn't a pass interference call right there.
Yeah, I thought it might be.
Yeah, you see Eden Prairie in that trips or spread formation. They're not going to be running it there. You got to be aware that they're going to be going deep.
Well, Johnson checks back in, so maybe doing another one to the left side, the near sideline. And almost press coverage for Minnetonka. Kramer drops back to pass, lobs it for Johnson, and he'll throw it out of bounds, incomplete. Didn't even give his receiver a chance.
Well,
but the house was coming. So
you saw the excitement there by Johnson. You see a little flinch right here right before the snap. They don't call. So I don't know how you don't call that as the lines judge when he's standing right in front of you like that. But
well, for Johnson,
wasn't looking for that one apparently.
For Johnson as a D-end, how often do D-ends get wide receiver targets?
That's true. He was a little overexcited there maybe, but here they're going to line up and take another shot. I think Mike Grant's just going, I can't believe they're not sitting back and trying to take this away, but I guess they're going to take a knee there and end the half.
That's got to be fun for the receivers, though, for Eden Prairie. You don't often get 2 heaves towards the end zone on consecutive plays.
Impressive first half for Eden Prairie. They lead Minnetonka 13-0. At the intermission. This is Homecoming as you're watching PSB.
Freesiac is a locally owned frozen yogurt shop located right by Eden Prairie High School. At Freesiac, they pride themselves on offering you high-quality, locally sourced yogurt, freshly cut fruits, and a wide variety of topping combinations in a family-friendly, hands-on, and fun atmosphere. Both dairy-free and gluten-free options are available too. Freesiac offers 6 carefully chosen flavors of frozen yogurt mixed in-house as the starting point. Then let out your inner dessert artist to create your own one-of-a-kind treat with a wide variety of toppings. And at Freesiac, you pay by the ounce. It's only fair. They also offer a happy hour Monday through Thursday for the last hour of the night where everything in your cup is 31% off. So treat yourself after the EP game tonight and stop by Freesiac. Open till 11 and located just blocks from Eden Prairie High School on 4 and 5.
If I wanted a gym at my home, we can do that too, but it's the people that make this gym. The variety of people that are here is awesome. I can just fit in no matter what I am. You feel like you want to come here to see the people and to work out and to challenge yourself.
It has all the equipment that I want. It has all the training staff that I need. You know, they have extra classes like boot camps that are great. I go to those once in a while. It's about focus and just doing the work. So I think Excel checks all those boxes for me.
When it's game night and you're scrambling for dinner, go to your most delicious option, Red Savoy. Loved by Minnesotans for years, Red Savoy has savory, flavorful sauce that sets their pizza apart. Plus, there's more: pasta, salad, sandwiches, and even gluten-free options. Whether delivery, frozen, or take and bake, Red Savoy's got you covered. And check out Red Savoy's catering and fundraising options. It's a surefire way to make your next banquet, meeting, or fundraiser a hit. Find your nearest location and order online at SavoyPizza.com. And we're joined by Rob Friend at the Mulch Store. Rob, a lot of people are finishing up those fall projects, whether it's trimming trees or getting rid of all those leaves. What can people do with those materials once they're done?
Well, they can bring their yard waste into any of our locations and dispose of it for a small fee. And after it's disposed of, we then process it and turn it into compost.
It's also a very easy, straightforward process to stop in at any of those Mulch Store locations, correct?
You just pull into any of the sites, you check in with the gate attendant and pay your small fee, and you're all set to go.
And if people would like more information about the great products and services the Mulch Store offers, what's your website?
mulchstoremn.com.
So I can drive my house.
Yeah. No.
And I can sleep in my car.
Yeah.
You don't have to literally combine your home and auto to combine your home and auto.
Trouse. Like part truck, part house.
No one knows your neighborhood like you do. Only you know the good and the bad things about it. You know when that stray dog appears in the corner of your block each night, he's not just looking for his next meal. And you know that Sally loves to dance, even if there's no one to teach her how. You know that playground 2 blocks down can't really be called a playground. And you know that sandy lot up on Main Street is also a place for new beginnings. If you want to change your neighborhood, we are here to help. Go to neighborhoodassist.com and submit a cause that will better your community. The top 40 ideas will win a $25,000 grant to make a difference.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier's State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie, a local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com.
The Sun Current is proud to be your community news leader for over 50 years. Each week you can read their in-depth coverage on local government, school district news, high school sports matchups, community events, and newsmakers. The Sun Current's website is now mobile user-friendly and provides breaking local news coverage daily. Check it out at current.mnsun.com.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie football and hockey on their big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food while watching your Eden Prairie Eagles at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean Pizza, Tavern Turkey Burger, as well as delicious breakfasts that are served 7 days a week. That's the Tavern on 4 and 5, just blocks from Eden Prairie High School. Welcome back to Aerie Stadium. It's halftime and homecoming here for Eden Prairie, as we're now going to listen in for the halftime performance of the band, and we also should have the royalty for Eden Prairie's homecoming court coming out as well. So go ahead and tune in. Again, at halftime, it's 14-0 Eden Prairie over Minnetonka.
The 2016 Eagle Marching Band is excited to bring you this year's production, Vanity. Although beauty may be in the eye of the beholder, The feeling of being beautiful exists solely in the mind of the beholder. The 2016 Eagle Marching Band hopes you enjoy their tour. Drum majors, Catherine Stone, Caleb Martin, and Karina Dunford. Is the band ready?
to see you then.
escorted by David Rivers. Kate Hoffacker, escorted by Nate Holmes.
Is it closer than No, it's just like 4 minutes. There we go.
Lindsay Eliason, escorted by Walker Payne. And the 2016 Homecoming King and Queen are Hannah Brink and Blake Gasner. Once again, the theme is Eagles Fly Together. Our King, Blake Gasner, and our Queen, Hannah Brink. And that rounds out our 2016 Homecoming Queen.
Performance here at Aerie Stadium as we're ready for the kickoff of the second half, probably in about 3 or 4 minutes. Eden Prairie on top of Minnetonka 13-0. Stay tuned as we'll have that second half kickoff on the way next.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie football and hockey on their big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food while watching your Eden Prairie Eagles at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean Pizza, Tavern Turkey Burger, as well as delicious breakfasts that are served 7 days a week. That's the Tavern on 4 and 5, just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
Nobody comes into this house without paying the price. Not here! Not ever!
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Nobody comes into this house without paying the price. Not here, not ever. Well, did you get it?
More people save money by combining their home and auto with State Farm. Here to help life go right. State Farm. Your home, your auto. Together, they're where life happens. That's why State Farm protects them together, to help life go right. Combine and save. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier's State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com.
If I wanted a gym at my home, we can do that too, but it's the people that make this gym. The variety of people that are here is awesome. I can just fit in no matter what I am. You feel like you want to come here to see the people and to work out and to challenge yourself.
It has all the equipment that I want. It has all the training staff that I need. You know, they have extra classes like boot camps that are great. I go to those once in a while. It's about focus and just doing the work. So I think Excel checks all those boxes for me.
We're speaking with Rob Friend at the mulch store. Rob, once people have finished up trimming those trees or raking those leaves, how easy is it for them to stop in at the mulch store to drop off those materials? Or maybe even pick up some mulch for next year?
Well, if you want to stop in and drop off, you come in, check in at the gate attendant, and they'll point you in the right direction after you pay a small fee. And if you're ready to pick up something to do a final garden or mulch project, pick out the product you want, pay for the fee, and we'll load up a trailer or a pickup truck if you have that. If not, we do have delivery available.
And of course, you guys have locations all over the metro area.
That's right. For locations and more information on delivery, you can check us out at our website, mulchstoremn.com.
When it's game night and you're scrambling for dinner, go to your most delicious option, Red Savoy. Loved by Minnesotans for years, Red Savoy has savory, flavorful sauce that sets their pizza apart. Plus, there's more: pasta, salad, sandwiches, and even gluten-free options. Whether delivery, frozen, or take and bake, Red Savoy's got you covered. And check out Red Savoy's catering and fundraising options. It's a surefire way to make your next banquet, meeting, or fundraiser a hit. Find your nearest location and order online at savoypizza.com.
During this break in the action, I'd like to thank you for watching and ask for your assistance. In addition to live streaming games like this one, PSB Media also produces video commercials for clients. If someone you know is trying to grow their business, tell them to consider contacting production at psbmn.com. The internet is a powerful marketing tool, but due to its size, it can be difficult for messages to reach the right ears. Optimize their valuable time and money. PSB Video will help drive localized traffic to the client's website. Using keyword-driven content, PSB Video can improve where businesses appear in search results. Nearer to the top results means more clicks and more business. So please, tell those business owners you know to work smarter, not harder, by considering PSB Production. Find out more by emailing production@psbmn.com.
Freesiac is a locally owned frozen yogurt shop located right by Eden Prairie High School. At Freesiac, they pride themselves on offering you high-quality, locally sourced yogurt, freshly cut fruits, and a wide variety of topping combinations in a family-friendly, hands-on, and fun atmosphere. Both dairy-free and gluten-free options are available too. Freesiac offers 6 carefully chosen flavors of frozen yogurt mixed in-house as the starting point. Then let out your inner dessert artist to create your own one-of-a-kind treat with a wide variety of toppings. And at Freesiac, you pay by the ounce. It's only fair. They also offer a happy hour Monday through Thursday for the last hour of the night, where everything in your cup is 31% off. So treat yourself after the EP game tonight and stop by Freesiac. Open till 11 and located just blocks from Eden Prairie High School on 4 and 5.
Welcome back to Aerie Stadium. Minnetonka starts the second half with the football, and they'll have great field position after an illegal kick out of bounds by Eden Prairie. So 1st and 10 for the offense, led by starting quarterback Garrett Olson. Takes his team to the 35-yard line where it's 1st and 10. Looking left, pitches that one to Hopkins, finds some real estate. Flag flies right at the spot where Hopkins was taken down at the 40.5-yard line.
I have a message from someone who's watching tonight. This one is from Jacob Peterson. He says, "Hey guys, go Eagles, sink the Skippers." That is from Jacob, who's watching. Not sure where from, but thank you, Jacob, for tuning into our game tonight.
Be a penalty on the Eagles. Tacks on a few more yards following that 6-yard run. 5th penalty of the game against Eden Prairie, now for 45 yards. 45-yard line. Olson drops back, looks to the left, has a man, and got a catch inside the 30-yard line. Beautiful pass completion to number 5, Gus Steger, his 2nd reception of the game.
Another great catch by Gus Steger right there. Big play right there, just what Tonka needed to start this half. They got to move the ball. They got to score quick right here and then try to stop Eden Prairie on their ensuing possession and get the ball back and score again.
In the first half, Garrett Olson was 5 of 9 for 73 yards, 27-yard completion now to Steger. 2 receptions on the night for 66. Quick dump off to Hopkins, and Tommy Fuller meets him immediately, basically at the marker over on the far side. Good open field tackle by the senior.
I like that swing bubble pass right there. That's a good call, and they got numbers out there, but they got to block that up. That play only works if you can get good blocks on the perimeter. They're just not able to do that right now. Credit to the Eden Prairie defense. Nice job of shedding the block there, getting off it, and staying with the tackle.
That's 2 times tonight Fuller has shed the blocker.
Yep.
Hopkins has had that big space over on the strong side. Keeps it himself, makes a move, loses the football, and an Eden Prairie Eagle has it. Well, they call it a fumble. They do. Eden Prairie possession. Olsen had picked up yardage. The ball just pops loose. And an Eden Prairie Eagle already on the field had one of the easiest fumble recoveries probably you'll see.
Yeah, it's still early in the second half here, but that's a huge blow to Minnetonka and their confidence right there. They had trouble moving the ball all first half here. It looked like they had a glimmer of hope that they might have a chance at putting some points on the board, and to have something like that happen is a real dagger at this point in the game.
Just amazing what happens when opponents get the ball inside that Eden Prairie 30-yard line, how they can just cause turnovers, get stops.
Jackson Zog spins ahead, still on his feet, driven backward, but not before a first down, gain of 11 yards.
A couple of really nice moves by Zog there you're going to see on this replay. Just missed tackles there by the skippers. You got two guys that should have had those tackles right there that just couldn't bring them down, and then eventually brought down by a whole host of defenders there at the end of that run. Great spin move right there. I think that's the circle button.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line. One receiver split out to the left. Carry goes to Falanico. And he'll be gang tackled by some skippers after a short pickup.
If you'd like to contact us throughout the game, we're announcers at psbmedia.com. Love to hear from you throughout the broadcast, and make sure you write down that email since we'll have our Red Savoy Pizza trivia question coming up later. First person to email us that correct answer will win a $20 gift certificate to the Eden Prairie Red Savoy.
Kramer, blindside pressure, gets rid of it. Incomplete. Falanico did a nice job dropping off at least a receiver in the vicinity as Kramer got lit up. Blindside pressure by Montague, the junior cornerback.
Well, he broke through untouched on that side. No one on the weak side, or blind side I should say, picked him up. And
they're down and 7. A big chance here for Minnetonka to get a stop in a situation where Eden Prairie wouldn't think about going for it. Try to get the football back, trailing by 2 scores early in the second half. 3-step drop hit as he throws as his man, and Johnson can't turn around fast enough. Incomplete. 4th down and 7 as Kramer is struggling to get up. He took a brutal shot.
Minnetonka's made their strategy clear. They're just going to bring pressure all night. Eventually, that time it ended up working. It's a big hit there on the quarterback. That's going to be a tough one to come back from. He's got to come off the field at least one play, and he's really struggling right now.
Yeah, we didn't really.
You got to think that's going to take him out for the rest of the game. That looked like a concussion. Yeah,
the way he's reacting, it looks like
he's really not looking good out there. He's trying to get up, just can't. So he's really dazed right there.
Injury timeout as you're watching PSB Media. 4th and 7 for Eden Prairie early in the second half.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean Pizza, Tavern Turkey Burger, as well as delicious breakfasts that are served 7 days a week. That's the Tavern on 4 and 5, just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
The Sun Current is proud to be your community news leader for over 50 years. Each week you can read their in-depth coverage on local government, school district news, high school sports matchups, community events, and newsmakers. The Sun Current's website is now mobile user-friendly and provides breaking local news coverage daily. Check it out at current.mnsun.com.
Cole Kramer, the sophomore quarterback, helped off the fields. 4th and 7, Montero punts this one away. A pretty good punt. It'll be caught at the 28-yard line. And good gunner coverage by Eden Prairie. Has no room for the special teamer to work. Maybe a return of 3. as Minnetonka is given its second opportunity, trailing by 2 scores in the third quarter, to try to put together something, which they have done on a couple of drives, but the bigger key, completing a drive.
Yeah, they have to capitalize here. It's crucial at this point in the game if they get points on the board. They just have to do that.
It's been just 2 turnovers in this game, both by Minnetonka, a fumble on the last possession by Olsen and his first half interception in the end zone, the only time the Skippers have been in the red zone here tonight. Great defense throughout for the Eagles, and 2 very time-consuming but impressive drives in the first half have staked them to this 13-0 lead. Able to convert on a couple of 4th downs, 4th and mediums in fact, and some 3rd and 5s, 3rd and 6s as well during those 2 drives. The first one took 7 minutes, 2 seconds to open the game. The next one took about 5 minutes. 4 wide receivers set. Olsen looking left, and he's going to be dropped. Sack. Coming out of nowhere, Jermaine Johnson. Olsen looking, took too much time, and the speedster off the blindside edge just buries Olsen.
Yeah, huge hit right there. He had no time at all. Nothing you can really do about that one.
Johnson wanted a touchdown before the end of the first half receiving. Gets a nice small token victory there with a big sack. Timeout called by Kyle Connolly. 3rd and 17 upcoming, and the defense wants to talk things over. You're watching PSB Media's coverage of high school football.
And we're joined by Rob Friend at the Mulch Store. Rob, a lot of people are finishing up those fall projects, whether it's trimming trees or getting rid of all those leaves. What can people do with those materials once they're done?
Well, they can bring their yard waste into any of our locations and dispose of it for a small fee. And after it's disposed of, we then process it and turn it into compost.
It's also a very easy, straightforward process to stop in at any of those Mulch Store locations, correct?
You just pull into any of the sites, you check in with the gate attendant and pay your small fee, and you're all set to go.
And if people would like more information about the great products and services the Mulch Store offers, what's your website?
mulchstoremn.com.
Third and 16. Following that Eagles defensive timeout. Olsen dumps it off quickly to Haas. Finds a little bit of room to run, but that short pass is just trying to pick up a couple of yards and maybe hoping he can break one. Very conservative play call.
Yeah, 3rd and 18. You don't have a whole lot in the playbook when you're backed up in your own territory yet. Call I don't have a problem with. I think you just got to punt this away and hope your defense can hold again.
So get 5 of those yards back. About 4.5 minutes expired in this third quarter. 13-0 still your score. Mishandled hold on an extra point, the reason you're not seeing a crisper 14 up, and a muffed punt. Ball is loose, but Cooper, the linebacker for the Eagles, falls on it. Nice recovery. As we've seen this now the last couple of weeks, as Cooper kind of forcefully pulls the ball away from one of the Skippers. A little bit of extracurriculars there and the way he ripped that loose, but as I was saying, 5 fumbles last week, just 1 fumble lost. And here tonight, another fumble that goes Eden Prairie's way. So the bounce is favoring Eden Prairie the last couple of weeks.
New quarterback in the game now. Looks like number 16. Is that Kyler Klug?
Yep. Falanico able to break one tackle, stay on his feet. Looks like a pinball in there a little bit. He's been a great runner all season long, but tonight he seems to have a little bit extra burst, more power running tonight than the typical kind of scat running we've seen in the last couple games.
Yeah, anytime you get in a game like this, rivalry game, especially when it's your homecoming, you get a little extra cranked up, and you're seeing that out of him tonight.
Falanico lowering his shoulders, driving ahead. He just shy of a first down, but very good third down scenario for Eden Prairie, looking at 3rd and 1. Falanico now looks like 13 carries, and 73 yards. So just under 6 yards per carry, pretty close to his seasonal average. Looks like another timeout going to be called by Eden Prairie. 2 of their 3 used in the last minute and a half, and understandably a big situation, new quarterback in. Why not with the advantage, 13-0. We'll step away as well from Aerie Stadium. It's 13-0 Eagles.
So I can drive my house.
Yeah. No.
And I can sleep in my car.
Yeah.
You don't have to literally combine your home and auto to combine your home and auto.
Trouse. Like part truck, part house.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbeer's State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbeer.com.
If I wanted a gym at my home, we can do that too, but it's the people that make this gym. The variety of people that are here is awesome. I can just fit in no matter what I am. You feel like you want to come here to see the people and to work out and to challenge yourself.
It has all the equipment that I want. It has all the training staff that I need. They have extra classes like boot camps that are great. I go to those once in a while. It's about focus and just doing the work. So I think Excel checks all those boxes for me.
Falanico on 3rd down and 1 picks up much more than he needed, finding a big opening on the far side, but there's a flag after the play. Zog pointing fingers at Minnetonka players. It looked like maybe a retaliation incident, but again, can't deny the skill and ability of Falanico to pick up a first down. 3rd and 1 goes for, looks like 17.
More great blocks on that offensive line, as you see on the replay there. Turns that 3rd and 1 into a 15-yard gain. As this offensive line has just been dominant tonight.
The Eagles are pleading their case with the flag, and the referee's like, no, just go away. Shoot.
They might be writing a novel in that book there. Saw a lot of writing by both officials.
It's going to throw out a yellow card now. That's the way it looks. Like soccer officials, they always write down on their little notepad, raise the yellow card.
So I'm assuming since they were after the play that will stand, and essentially nothing will end up being penalized.
Correct.
All for naught.
Good job, Brett, on your dissection of that play.
I am the rules expert of this broadcast.
Kurt, if you're watching from XL Fitness, we welcome you to PSB Media's coverage. Hope you're enjoying yourself. First down and 10 from the 31. Falanico. Again, good spacing from the center and left guard. As Falanico churns his way to the 24.
And speaking of Kurt at XL Fitness, I want to remind you about XL Fitness, that if you're looking to get in great shape at an unbeatable cost, check out XL Fitness, located just 3 minutes from Eden Prairie High School. They offer 24/7 gym access with memberships as low as $19.99 a month, as well as one-on-one personal training, group training, boot camp, and yoga sessions. Call 952-334-4594 or xlfitnessmn.com.
$19.95 is a great deal. Falanico tries to cut back, but he stepped out of bounds. What another great run. Another flag, though, at the conclusion of this play.
Minnetonka's tackling certainly not been stellar here over the past 2 quarters. A couple more missed tackles, but we'll have to see what this flag is. Looks like it might have been after the play.
It was a 16-yard run for Falanico should it stand.
So they're going to get him for a big push in the back right there, and that was the right call. Pretty
Falanico
obvious
did
there,
it?
and an unnecessary shove in the back there away from the play almost.
Okay.
Just looking for a little bit what you might call a cheap shot there by that Eden Prairie offensive lineman down the field, but
I think they're getting a little chippy here in this third quarter, seeing some
It's the
opportunity.
Eagles with the lead, and they're playing like that.
yeah, for sure.
The tough
Well,
part is
the interesting thing is all these kids know each other, and then
Right.
some of these old battles run pretty deep, and so
Since they were
it's going to
8,
get a
9
little
years
bit,
old.
going to get a little chippy out there at times.
Falanico dropped. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Again, safety Duke Larson jumping the snap and getting into the backfield in a hurry. He's one of the captains, and for good reason. Very tenacious player in that secondary.
any better first name for a safety than Duke? It seems
Not
like
really. It's a good name.
Yeah, it is for a
It's
safety.
a strong name.
Yeah.
It's better than Lord.
Well, I mean, yeah. Duke wouldn't be like a good name for a kicker or a holder or something. It's got to be a safety.
Second down and 10. Throwing it deep to Connolly. Looking for the flag, and he'll get one.
Whoa, wow.
That's star receiver
That's not something you
treatment.
see very often right there.
In
you
high
see
school?
the line judge from across the field throw the flag in there. What an arm by the line judge to throw that flag about 30 yards down the field right there. Somebody should sign him up to play QB. Of course, the back judge is standing right there looking at the play and doesn't even make a call. So
Well, I'm playing flag football at the Dome here, and I need a quarterback, so maybe I can get that line judge.
Unfortunately, we didn't catch it here on our system, as it looks like our phone or our connection just got unplugged. So we'll make sure we get that ready back on with our video.
So we'll go to audio play-by-play. You think that was pass interference? He was draped around the hips.
I don't know, but that's not that guy's call.
Right.
That was really poor officiating right there, and Dave Nelson was understandably furious about it.
Right. He was draped around the hips, but to your point, I'll listen. Falanico bounces off a couple of Minnetonka Skippers defenders, plunges ahead to the 3-yard line, and another flag.
Another flag from that
post-tackle.
same line judge. He's a little flag happy over there tonight. I've seen him throw most of the flags over there. He's really working hard to earn his paycheck.
Yes.
Game penalty against Minnetonka. After this is to the field.
First and goal from the 2. Power running formation in the backfield green. We get whistle stoppage. And looks like they're just resetting the play clock. Klug under center, in for the injured. Cole Kramer, Devin Green leans forward, some blocking, and reaches across the end zone goal line for a touchdown. 19-0, Eden Prairie for Green, his second rushing touchdown of the game, 5th of the season. I shall. 3:48 left in the third quarter. Some confusion as Antonio Montero wasn't even out to go try his extra point, and he'll stay off the field, I guess, going with a different place kicker for the extra point try. Kyle Connolly gets it, And he continues his big night, converting an extra point now. 20-0, Eden Prairie, as Kyle Connolly, a receiving touchdown, over 100 yards through the air, now has an extra point to add to his credentials. It's 20-0 on PSB. We'll keep it here. Again, going through some video issues. We apologize for the inconvenience. Kevin Ford, Brett Johnson, Dr. Grant Norland with you tonight. As Minnetonka now trailing by 3 touchdowns with just under 16 minutes of game action remaining.
Hey, Kevin, we're actually going to keep it here as we just got our video back. So thanks for being patient through Kevin's radio-style play-by-play, providing
Wasn't very
Scully-like
good.
descriptions
Riveting.
of that touchdown.
Riveting.
I think Grant fell asleep there. I just shook him and he woke back up.
I did. I was dozing off for a second.
When we lose video, Grant just
Well,
shuts down.
now that you have a young son at home, your bedtime is like 8 o'clock,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's early, man. It's early.
So it wasn't totally me. It's your circadian rhythm. Watching the return to about the 27-yard line. Minnetonka has moved the football a few times, but we've seen this so many times against this Eagles squad in the 4 years we've covered the program on PSB Media, your live local play-by-play station, that, you know, most good things for the opposition come to a bad ending, whether it's a costly penalty, incidental turnover, a great defensive stop, what have you. It just seems so many drives stall. And in pretty good territory, too. We've seen 2 trips inside the 30 for Minnetonka as Olsen will keep it himself. Takes a big hit from the linebacker, Cooper, to the 30-yard line. Both quarterbacks have taken a little bit of punishment tonight. Johnson, the game's only sack. He buried Olsen last series. And being a running-style quarterback, you're also going to take some more licks as well.
Oh, for sure. For sure. You're ready for that. And sometimes that gets you in the game a little bit and gets you on the flow a little more when you take a few of those little hits.
It's like some smelling salts.
Yeah.
Or in the case of the water boy, glacier water.
The water boy reference, oh, man.
Pitches that one ahead to Hopkins to the 35.
Nice little shovel pass play there. Puts them in a 3rd and short situation, but they're at a juncture in this game right here where they have to put some bigger plays together.
And be more urgent as well?
Oh, for sure. These little 5-yard shots, I mean, they should be hurrying up right now. They should be on the line snapping the ball right now, and they're still in the huddle. So
I agree with you guys here, too, because Minnetonka's had some success moving the ball, getting the ball inside the 30-yard line a couple of times. They're capable of getting it moving as well.
They do have a long play of 40 yards, so Olsen can get it down the field. Batted it at the line of scrimmage by Cooper. Olsen fell. Was there roughing the passer? It looked like he just tripped, but maybe I was not watching the continuation of the play. The sideline of the Skippers certainly thought there was roughing.
yeah, they just erupted over there. I couldn't
Brett,
see
are
it.
you replaying, or are you just toying around?
Oh, I can replay that.
Okay.
I'll give you one look at it here. Let's see if...
Oh, dang it, Patrick.
Oh.
Come on.
Throwing Patrick.
I think they gave him a little push there.
Yeah, you could see at the tail end, he gave the quarterback a little push. That might be a little LeBron James style acting.
I think it was
right
a
there.
little bit of an act.
Yeah.
Certainly wasn't the roughing the punter penalty I saw from the Miami Dolphins last night.
Yeah, it's kind of do or die right here for the Skippers going for it on 4th down.
Pitches it, has the first down. Good play call. That little shovel pass right up the gut has worked for 3, 4, 5, 6 yard chunks, and they needed 2, so.
Now this is a situation where they got to get a little tempo going. They should have been right back on the line right at that first down and ready to run the next play. Instead, they're just now getting the play into the huddle, and the clock's running.
Final 2 minutes of the 3rd quarter. 20-0, Green with 2 rushing touchdowns tonight. Kyle Connolly won through the air. Cole Kramer knocked out of the game. Still being talked to by some trainers on the near side benches. A first down pass completion to Nate Schumacher. Team's leading receiver, receptions and yards-wise coming into tonight, has been quiet. That's his second of the night, and he'll move the chains and the football across midfield.
Well, again, clock running, and they're just now getting the play into the quarterback after the clock's already rolling. So just precious seconds ticking off the clock on every play here for Minnetonka.
3 wide receivers set. New running back in the backfield. That's the man in motion. And the pass too tall. It was a forward pass, so no fumble there, but still heads up play by Vigor to just make sure.
Well, if I'm Minnetonka, I'm not going to keep going back to that play because that hasn't been very successful for him tonight. This is a situation where you go back and show him that. Eden Prairie's really sucking up on that action, so you pump it to that guy and then try to go downfield over the top of him.
Well, also the only time this guy's been in the game, it's been the bubble dump-offs.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's always been the target when he's on the field.
And you see how hard Eden Prairie's coming up on those now, too. Not that I'm trying to coach here, but, I mean, that's got to be your strategy at this point in the game.
This time running a deeper route, Vigor, and the quarterback, that is going to be hit as he throws. Pressure applied by Devion Young. Had a sack last week. And there, the good hurry and pressure, and the hit as well. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, he's been doing a really nice job of getting pressure on Olsen tonight, not really giving him time to set up back there. See a couple instances where he does have a little bit of time. He gets a little jittery because he's got to feel like that hit's coming because he's been under so much pressure tonight.
9 for 16 passing tonight. Shade worse than his seasonal 65% completion percentage, probably due to the pressure. Again, a quick dump off, and Tommy Fuller right there. Outstanding at open field tackles. A loss again as that dump off to Gus Steger goes for -1 yard.
And really, again, no choice but to go for it here, I think, if you're the Skippers. You've down 3 scores. You've only got a quarter to go now with only less than 50 seconds left on the clock. This is the game really right here for Minnetonka. If they don't get this, you can almost assure that Eden Prairie is just going to grind this clock out and walk away with another victory in this series.
We will have a trivia question coming up about this series. Interception right into the hands of Kyle Connolly. Has some room to return this football. There is a flag at the 39-yard line. Just a telegraph pass. 3 Eagles or defensive backs in the vicinity, and an easy interception there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the route concept was there. It looked like the Minnetonka receivers got a little confused right there. They almost ran into each other. It's rare you see that far down the field, but not even sure what the call is there. It didn't look like there was much contact. But
I wonder if the official saw the receivers collide and maybe thought the defender knocked him over.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see anything on the replay that would.
Yeah, I didn't really see any contact there unless it happened before we could see downfield there. I'm not really sure, but
I'm wondering if that might be the situation, and I think it is.
Well, a huge break for Minnetonka if that's the case. Of course, that's not going to get them the first down, actually. That's just a 10-yard penalty. They were in 4th and 12, so they're going to replay. Now it being 4th and 1.
And so far tonight, we've had a touchdown called back on a penalty against Minnetonka. Would have been their only score of the game. And now an interception called back on perhaps a non-existent penalty. First time it was a legitimate penalty, that motion on the tight end. 4th down and 1. Under center. Olsen rolls out to his left. Lobs it up. In and out of the hands. Looking for a pass interference call. Won't get it. Haas cannot make the play. And Minnetonka turns it over on downs.
Yeah, again, I'm just not sure I like that play call there. Rolling into the boundary away from the quarterback's arm. That's a really tough throw right there. Not a lot of room for the receivers to get into open field. That's something where if you're going to go that play action, you got to roll to your quarterback's strength and get to the wide side of the field where there's more room, more field to work with. So, tough situation for them.
Also, even with an average weight of about 260 pounds on your line and quarterback under center, can't you just fall forward?
Yeah.
Just risk it.
You'd like to think you could trust your line there, but, you know, they've had trouble with being physical up front with these guys, so.
Falanico takes on a couple of Minnetonka skippers, drives ahead to the 40.
And there is a true example of that. Not even a real hole there, but there's just such a surge from that offensive line that they get 3 yards before the running back's even touched, even though there's not much of a running lane there.
That'll be the final play of the third quarter. Eden Prairie in control and with the football. Start of the fourth, leading 20-0 on homecoming night. You're watching PSB. When you're scrambling through the dinner rush, go with your most delicious option, Red Savoy. Loved by Minnesotans for years, Red Savoy has savory, flavorful sauce that sets their pizza apart. Plus there's more, pasta, salads, sandwiches, and even gluten-free options. Whether delivery, frozen, or take and bake, Red Savoy's got you covered. Plus, check out Red Savoy's catering and fundraising options. It's a surefire way to make your next banquet, meeting, or fundraiser a hit. Find your nearest location and order online at SavoyPizza.com.
Check out my new ride. It's got a sick new paint job.
Thanks, man. Check out mine, though. Came with a landscaper.
It's nice.
Thanks.
You don't have to literally combine your home and auto to combine your home and auto.
Filter you going with?
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com.
Eden Prairie 2nd down and 7 to start the fourth quarter. Looking to move to 4-1 on the season and also drop the Skippers to 4-1. Minnetonka has started off with 4 consecutive wins over Champlin, doubling up. Champlin 28-14, Prior Lake 15-10, Shakopee 42-6, and at Wayzata last week 24-7, but have run into a litany of obstacles tonight, including the good play calling of Eden Prairie's Mike Grant and coaching staff, a big game from Kyle Connolly, and a good ground attack from Solo Falanico, just running behind a very overpowering offensive line on his way to 126 yards on 19 carries. Klug this time is going to be sacked as the offensive line couldn't protect a surge of blitzing linebackers. First sack of the night for the Skippers defense.
Well, it's been that same thing the entire night. Minnetonka's going to blitz, and blitz some more, and when it works out, they can force those big losses.
Yeah, they've brought a blitz on almost every play, and that time it was well-timed, and they just overwhelmed them on the line of scrimmage. But there is another flag on the play. We'll have to see what's going on here.
Referees are getting a workout here throwing those flags. I know when our video was out, you guys were talking about the official who threw that flag about 30 yards.
Grant was.
Yeah.
It wasn't you guys. It was just Grant.
It was impressive. I haven't seen a flag fly that far before, I don't think.
Must have been training with you in the offseason.
Charlie Brown's never seen a kite fly that far.
Yeah, that was just wild because that's not that guy's call. He shouldn't even have his eyes there, and he's making that flag call, so that's interesting.
This is like NFL blitz now, 4th and 35. Montero punting this one away. Good
nice
hang
kick.
time. Take a skipper bounce, but the gunner right there to down it pretty much on the spot. 1st and 10 for Minnetonka upcoming. About 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Still not, I would say, technically out of this game, but obviously we've talked about this on pretty much every one of their drives since the second quarter. They need a score.
Yeah. They do, and I think this one's gotten to the point. I don't want to speak too soon, but it's getting to the point where it's out of reach against a team like Eden Prairie in the way that it can control the football. From what we've seen, unless they've got some big-time tricks up their sleeve, I just don't know if they've got the offensive firepower to score that fast right now.
Right, from the timing perspective of scoring quickly, right. We haven't seen that yet from Minnetonka. And Olsen will keep it. To your point about taking shots, a run-a-quarterback keeper for 2 yards.
Reminder that Red Savoy brings you coverage of tonight's game as they have their signature sauce at Red Savoy. I got a pizza there the other night and really like their garlic cheese breadsticks. Delicious stuff at Red Savoy. And, of course, we have coupons that you can purchase on our deals page on psbmedia.com. Buy a $20 coupon for only $10. Go to psbmedia.com for those Red Savoy coupons. And Kevin should have some Red Savoy trivia coming up in just a few minutes.
We'll do it at the next timeout. Incomplete. Looking for Powers Warren. We've seen him work underneath routes. The first 4 targets. He had been 4 for 4 at hauling in every one of the pass attempts from Olsen. This time going vertical, but Olsen led his tight end too far.
Yeah, that one just taking a little bit too long to develop. It's a little slow in and out of his breaks, and good coverage by the corner on that play right there.
Eden Prairie does have some very athletic and very disciplined defensive backs. Tommy Fuller,
Yeah.
we've mentioned his name a number of times, a sure tackler, but also great in coverage. Rolling strong side, looking down the field. Throws that one, and it's to nobody in particular, out of bounds, incomplete.
And you've got to credit the Eden Prairie secondary in this game. They've really done a good job of covering up the receivers downfield. Just not a lot of options for Olsen to work with as he gets out of the pocket there.
For Olsen, 20 pass attempts, 10 completions, but you go back his last 6 attempts, 1 for 6 for -1 yards. And these are all passing downs, too. Punts that one low liner. Takes a good Minnetonka bounce to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 upcoming for Eden Prairie, and why don't we do that Red Savoy trivia question right now?
Let's do it. First person to email us the correct answer wins a $20 gift certificate to Red Savoy. What do you got, Kevin?
It's about this head-to-head matchup. Eden Prairie has dominated recently this head-to-head matchup. My trivia question is, how many consecutive times has Eden Prairie defeated Minnetonka in this series? How many consecutive times has Eden Prairie defeated Minnetonka in this football series?
And I think you got to give the little hint to that it includes playoff games.
It does include playoff games.
Just so that's clear. Regular season and playoffs.
And I'll have a follow-up clue if we're having some difficulties guessing.
I don't know if we'll need the clue. I think by process of elimination, someone should be able to figure it out.
Well, true.
The last trivia question, I know you were stumping a lot of people.
I know.
Had to give
It's kind of a forgotten quarterback, I think.
What was that one? Who
was the other Eden Prairie player to score a touchdown in the state semifinal against Maple Grove 2 years ago? J.D. Spielman and...
Is that Grantham Gillard?
Yep, you got it on your first guess.
I'm
See?
good.
You could have won a Red Savoy coupon, although I don't know if we...
Give me one. Give me one.
Allowed internal winnings here.
Show up next week and we'll have one for you.
All right, all right.
Show up to one flag
I'll take all the
football
pizza
game
coupons I can get.
Fantastic run by Green as we're talking about pizza. Switches fields on Minnetonka. Goes for, what was that, about 35 yards it looks like. Actually 25 yards, I checked that. But one of his longest runs of the season nevertheless. Already has 2 scores tonight and adding to his seasonal yardage total. Do we have any guesses yet?
None yet, so maybe we'll have to repeat that question.
I'll do it right now. After a 1-yard run by Falanico. How many consecutive times has Eden Prairie defeated Minnetonka in high school football?
Including playoff games. Email that answer to announcers@psbmedia.com. First person to send us that correct answer will win that $20 gift certificate to the Eden Prairie Red Savoy location.
And if nobody gets it correct, I get the coupon. Gift certificate.
Yeah, we'll hold on to it for you for next week.
Okay, sweet.
Green dropped in the backfield. Nose tackle number 32. Jake Anderson, 6'1", 210-pounder, makes the stop. He's been pretty active tonight. One of the few linemen for Minnetonka that's been able to slip some of these blockers. Don't you like for a defensive tackle the number 32?
He's an athletic guy.
Good running back number.
Yeah, for sure. You got to say Minnetonka's done a decent job on defense.
They definitely have.
Holding. Not many teams hold Eden Prairie to 20 points in a game, but another big stop there in the middle of the field, bringing up 4th down, but just can't seem to get anything going on offense.
Well, that was a great jump of the snap and almost became a fumble because the quarterback Klug and Falanico trying to time that exchange. I saw the ball come up a little loose. Falanico had to make sure he was looking at it to secure the football. Ends up taking a loss, but could have been a big play for Minnetonka. Maybe too late, but still a nice effort by the defense.
And interestingly, looks like Eden Prairie is going to go for it here on 4th and long.
And a flag.
Well, while we have that flag on the field, guys, we've had a couple of guesses, and surprisingly, both people guessed the incorrect answer. Marla and Bill both were going with 8 as the winning streak for Eden Prairie against Minnetonka, but Kevin, you can ring the buzzer. Not correct.
Thank you for guessing. I will give you both a clue. Thank you for participating. It's higher than 8.
All right, well, let's see if Chris has a guess. Chris is going way up high. 19, not quite that much.
And we'll keep doing the process of
Hot or
elimination.
cold, hot or
Go
cold.
lower than 19. Thanks for the guess, though.
Not a bad guess.
No. It truly has been a dominant one-sided series.
Yeah, I mean, you think about how many playoff games could be in there, too.
I mean,
right.
There was one year where Minnetonka did beat Eden Prairie. We won't tell you that year, but that's about the only time I can think of.
That'll be my final
victory.
clue if people really are struggling. But I have confidence in all of you.
Remember, if they don't get the correct answer, we said Grant wins, don't we?
Yeah, but we have to put a time limit on it. Maybe it's, 9 o'clock. If no one's guessed it, Grant, we'll let you have it.
I'm the winner?
Yep.
All right.
So hurry up, make your guesses.
You said it was more than 19, right?
No, less.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing.
Sabotage.
I noticed what you were doing,
You
but
see
I
that?
had
You
to.
like
but I
that?
had to also address it because
You're a little slow on the uptake there, Kevin. It's okay.
You don't need to come back next week. Just kidding.
All right.
No, we want you here.
Oh, okay.
I'm slightly split personality. I change my mind every 2 seconds. Just kidding. Nice run by Hopkins. Stays on his feet across the 33.
And still, this is almost conceding a loss right here. The fact that you're 5 minutes to go and you're still huddling between the plays. I don't know if they don't have a 2-minute offense or what they're thinking here, because they've got to move now if they think they've got a shot at this at all.
Even if you don't have a chance, you might as well try it for practice in the playoffs.
For sure.
And the league defense, give it a try.
I'm really surprised by this. Just no sense of urgency.
No better defense to practice it against than Eden Prairie.
These consecutive games, Eden Prairie holds over them. Just don't even want to hustle. Hopkins takes on a couple of linebackers.
Yeah, they're just conceding. That's surprising because, I mean, as tough of a run as they've had this game, and yeah, it's a 3-score game with 5 minutes left, so it's unlikely, but I've seen that happen in a high school game before where teams come back and won being down 3 scores with less time than this.
Yeah, it's not over till it's over.
And exactly. So, you got to keep coming at them right here, and they're just not doing it.
Kevin, you'll find some humor after I read some trivia answers in a second. Everyone's guessed everything except the correct answer.
That is hilarious.
I'll read a couple answers that you'll find humorous.
Yes.
We've had
I'm going home with pizza tonight.
A couple people have guessed 11. We've had someone go for 12, another one for 14, but still no one with the correct answer yet. So keep them coming. Keep them coming to announcers at psbmedia.com.
Must be superstitious listeners.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there's a guess for 9. Oh, unfortunately, Grant, you won't win.
Well, you just gave the answer away, Brett. Holy cow. Everybody guessed
we conspired.
everything except the answer. We had a guess for 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15.
Hey.
Which number didn't I say?
Well, maybe people weren't listening.
Unlucky, yeah.
And then I said people were superstitious. You missed that, too.
Oh, I heard that.
Oh, okay. But you were still giving him grief, which I appreciate.
Terrible.
I didn't take any of the grief.
You're going to find this funny. They've guessed everything except the right answer.
Yeah.
So who won?
David wins. He guessed 13 times. That is the winning streak for Eden Prairie versus Minnetonka.
Awesome. Nice job, David.
So David will be in contact with you. Send us your address, and we'll get you that Red Savoy pizza coupon, as Grant's going to have to try another week.
Bummer,
We'll still get you one anyway.
Okay, cool.
Just had to make
You got to fill them in on the history of that now.
Well, I will.
When was the last?
I guess it's as good a time as any. So the last time that Eden Prairie was defeated by Minnetonka was the same year that Minnetonka went on to their Lone State Championship. The section final matchup between Eden Prairie and Minnetonka went the way of the Skippers by a score of 17-7. That was in November of 2004.
It's a good trivia question right there, Kevin.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
It's the first compliment I've received from you tonight. Just kidding.
Oh, I'm giving you plenty of compliments. You
Off
do a
the air,
fantastic
maybe.
job.
Just kidding. Inside a 4 to play. Minnetonka inching their way toward midfield.
Inching is a good way to describe this.
And Eden Prairie snuffs that one out. Cooper Jr., Antonio Montero, along with Dan Anderson. Again, getting into the backfield in a hurry. Hopkins dropped for a loss. 2nd and 13. Coming up next week, Brett and I. Grant, are you coming next week to Prior Lake, or can't you make it?
To Prior Lake?
Yeah.
We'll
Maybe
have
not.
to see.
Okay.
That's a tough traffic commute.
We'll talk
Either
about
way,
it.
Brett and I will have live coverage from Prior Lake High School starting at about 6:30 as Olson throws it away under pressure from Jackson Zog and didn't get it to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we'll see if there was any receiver in the vicinity. I'm kind of thinking not. And as he said, Kevin didn't get it to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Unless
Kevin didn't get it to the line of scrimmage.
Unless he's targeting his big guard, number 70. That's
Well,
potential
if
grounding.
it's the New England Patriots, maybe he was eligible.
Oh, that's true. Have they done that much this year? I know they used to do that all the time over the.
I don't think they've done that.
During their first run of their dynasty.
Or the Fridge, William the Fridge Perry, back in the 85.
So, how do you like this play here? It's going to be 3rd and about
35.
3rd and 35. 3rd and a lot.
There's been quite a few penalties from both sides tonight. Quite a few personal fouls. And Tommy Fuller, right there again, sheds a block and makes a tackle for a loss. That's 3 tonight, and an interception. Does he get the game ball, or does Falanico or Connolly get it?
I don't know. You might have to split it 3 ways.
Like Sunday Night Football style?
Been impressive games by all 3 of those guys tonight, and also the entire defense in general for pretty much shutting down the Minnetonka offensive attack.
Kyle Connolly will catch that one at the 46. Just over 2 minutes left on this homecoming night, which will be a victory for Eden Prairie. Trivia question that I don't have the answer to, Brett. Maybe you somehow do. When was the last time Eden Prairie lost a homecoming game? I should look that up. Maybe I'll ask that next week, but anyone who's watching, well, you'll already have the answer.
We'll see what's tough. I mean, even if you're talking about the days where Eden Prairie wasn't that good, you usually schedule a weaker opponent for homecoming. So
yeah. Was it the year, should I say? Was it the year, what was it, 3 years ago that they won they lost back-to-back home games against Wayzata and Edina? I bet that was it.
That would probably be that Edina game.
Was that 2013 or 14?
2012.
Right around there, yeah.
It's 2012.
Was it 2012?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Time flies.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, I don't remember if that was a homecoming game or not.
Yeah, that was prior to when we started streaming Eden Prairie games. Maybe one of our viewers knows the answer to that question. You won't win a Red Savoy coupon, but
you'll make us happy.
Yeah.
You're so incentivized, aren't you? Falanico bounces to the outside, still on his feet, takes on 2 more Minnetonka skippers, and he has just been outstanding tonight. Over 135 rushing yards and counting for number 23.
Thanks, everyone, for guessing. Just a reminder, we already did have our winner from earlier. That was, if I can find the email again.
David?
We've had so many coming in. Yeah, David, our original winner. But David was our winner, so everyone else, thanks for listening. I know we've still gotten those emails trickling in, but you'll have another chance later on this season to win some more Red Savoy coupons. Otherwise, you can just buy them on our website for that discounted price. $20 gift certificate for only $10. Go to psbmedia.com, then our deals page.
$20 gift certificate for $10?
You got it.
Yeah.
That's a great deal.
You want to just buy some?
Yeah, I might have to. You can't pass that up. That's a great deal.
That is.
That's half price.
Thank you, mathematician.
That's good math right there.
It is.
That's why Kevin, they call me a doctor.
You'll get a kick out of this, Kevin. You remember Jerome, who helped us out from Best Buy? He's questioning your accuracy on that trivia question.
Whoa.
Why is he questioning it?
He thinks it's 16.
Well, I looked.
Okay.
Is there more playoff games in there
Maybe
somehow?
There is.
Maybe there is. Well,
you better look into that.
Yeah.
I counted 13.
Well, we'll still give it to David.
Well, you can give it to him, but you better double check that. And if he's right, that's 2 Red Savoys coupons.
Final score here tonight, 20-0, Eden Prairie over Minnetonka. Impressive victory for the home team. We'll quickly recap it during our Sun Current, post-game show right after this. Sun Current post-game show brought to you by the Sun Current of Eden Prairie. It's your sports, news, feature stories, and community events for the city of Eden Prairie at current.mnsun.com. That's the Sun Current of Eden Prairie. That was a convincing victory for the home team. Mike Grant's squad moves to 4-1 this season as they defeat Minnetonka for the 14th consecutive time, 20-0. Scoring started on the opening drive, an impressive one by Cole Kramer-led offense for Eden Prairie, converting on 4 third downs and 1 fourth down. And on that fourth down, Kramer dropped back and found Kyle Connolly streaking down the sideline for a 28-yard touchdown. From there, the Eagles were able to add on to their total with a 13-yard touchdown run from Devin Green. Excellent blocking out in front of him, and the power fullback able to break a couple of tackles to find pay dirt for, at the time, his 4th touchdown of the season. Minnetonka had a couple of opportunities. Tommy Fuller, though, came up big, made a couple tackles for a loss and an end zone interception to stymie the skipper's best chance that came in the second quarter. To start the third quarter, Minnetonka fumbled away a drive and ended up unable to score, shut out by Eden Prairie as Devin Green scored the final touchdown, second half, or the only touchdown of the second half, from 1 yard out to give him 2 for the night. Solo Falanico over 135 rushing yards. The leader in that category, Cole Kramer, left with an injury but passed for over 130 yards, including that touchdown to Kyle Connolly, who finishes the game with 4 receptions for 111 yards and his season's first touchdown. Up next week, Eden Prairie will be at Prior Lake. Minnetonka hosts Maple Grove. Again, we'll have coverage of that EP Prior Lake game next Friday night, coverage beginning probably about a half hour before kickoff. For Dr. Grant Norland, Brett Johnson, Patrick Lilly, I'm Kevin Ford, wishing you well on homecoming night, and for Eden Prairie fans celebrating a victory 20-0. Good night.
Thanks for tuning in to live, local, play-by-play coverage of tonight's game. Catch all the action all season long on your home for Southwest Metro Sports, PSB Media. Tonight's game was brought to you by The Mulch Store, The Tavern on 4 and 5, The Sun Current, Noodles & Company, XL Fitness, Brandy Warmbier's State Farm Insurance Office,
Freesiac, Red Savoy Pizza,
and in partnership with Minnesota Football Magazine and BEC TV. You can find an archived broadcast of tonight's game available 24/7 on PSBMN.com.